Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the celebration of the 10th anniversary of the installations of Japan's self-defense forces in Djibouti. For the international scene, 193 million people are in a situation of extreme hunger in the world. Welcome to our newsroom. The self-defense forces of Japan stationed in Djibouti organized this morning the ceremony of the 10th anniversary of the installations in Djibouti. The ceremony was presided over by the commander of the headquarters of the Maritime Self-Defense Forces fleet and was attended by the Parliamentary Vice Minister of Defense, Mr. Nakasone Yasutake. The Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to Djibouti, Otsuka Umio, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohammed Mahamoud, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Tahir Ali Mohammed, Commander of the Coast Guard, Colonel Wais Omar Bogore, Commander of the Navy, Colonel Ahmed Daher, the Ambassador of each country and foreign military forces of each country stationed in Djibouti. The Japanese self-defense forces stationed in Djibouti was installed on the 1st of June 2011 as the first overseas installations, and it is 10 years in June 2021. The ceremony, the 10th anniversary ceremony of the installations of the self-defense forces has been postponed to May 2022 due to the emergence of COVID-19 last year.
Of the Japanese Self-Defense Force, JSDF, installation in Djibouti, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations. Japan and Djibouti have built a good relationship since the establishment of diplomatic relations in 1978. Djibouti is located at a strategic point on the maritime transportation, linking Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and Europe, and plays an important role in regional peace and stability, and is an important partner in realizing a free and open Indo-Pacific. While the world faces various challenges, Japan has contributed to promote peace and stability in the international community and universal values. In March 2009, Japan dispatched destroyers to the Gulf of Aden off the coast of Somalia to fight against piracy. In June of the same year, we began operations with P-3C patrol aircraft. Subsequently, in June 2011, Japan established this installation in Djibouti and has been engaging in counter-piracy operations. The JSDF installation is currently engaging for long-term and stable utilization for regional security cooperation and other purposes.
In a speech, the Parliamentary Vice Minister of Defense of Japan said it is a great pleasure to be here to participate in the 10th anniversary of the Japanese base in Djibouti. I would like to say a few words on this occasion. Listen to him.
The 10th anniversary of the establishment of the first Japan Self-Defense Force installation in Djibouti. I would like to say a few words on this occasion. Japan is a maritime nation which relies on the maritime transport for many necessities such as natural resources and food. Any acts of piracy in the waters off the coast of Somalia and in the Gulf of Aden, both strategic locations for maritime shipping, are a serious threat to Japan. Therefore, the role that these collaborative multilateral counter-piracy activities plays is of great importance for Japan. 13 years have passed since we began counter-piracy activities, and without the support from the Djiboutian Armed Force and other foreign forces stationed in Djibouti, the JSDF would not have been able to continuously maintain its activities for such a long period far away from Japan.
Ethiopian Investment Holdings and Great Horn Investment Holdings today signed an important memorandum of understanding to explore joint investment opportunities for the development of a petroleum storage terminal in the Merjog Industrial Park. It is worth noting that petroleum products, especially diesel, occupy a significant share of Ethiopia's imports, which are expected to double in demand over the next 10 years. Increasing capacity through the implementation of few multi-product facilities is now a major interest for Ethiopia. Current capacity constraint versus import potential raise the need for additional cost-effective solutions that will ensure uninterrupted supply to Ethiopia and beyond. Through this MOU, the parties have expressed their intentions to initiate joint investment in a new storage terminal which will meet the demand. Mr. Mamo Mihretu, the CEO of Ethiopian Investment Holdings, and Mr. Abubakar Umar Hadi, president of the Great Horn, initiated this agreement. The EAH was established in December 2021 to serve as the Ethiopian government's strategic investment flagship through the implementation of more rigorous management of public assets and the identification of strategic investors with aligned interests. And His Excellency Ato Mamo Mihretu said this is the first in a series of planned investment that aim to address some Ethiopia's most fundamental economic challenges. Listen to him.
Representing the Ethiopian Investment Holdings. The Ethiopian Investment Holdings is the strategic investment arm of the government of Ethiopia. We enjoy a very close bilateral relationship with the government of Djibouti. We have brotherly people. We are tied by blood, by geography, and the Ethiopian government is very, very keen to forge a closer economic relationship with the government of Djibouti and the people of Djibouti. And the project that we just signed today is a clear example of that. And we are working very closely with the Chairman Abubakar to jointly develop investment projects in the Merjog. And we are looking at potentially investing in the oil terminal in the Merjog. And as you know, oil represents Ethiopia's largest import commodity. It's our biggest import commodity in Ethiopia is oil, and we need to have the proper facility, the proper infrastructure to significantly reduce logistics cost, to significantly reduce logistics time, and for this project will play a significant role. I also would like to say in this occasion that we welcome investment from Djibouti to come and invest in Ethiopia. We have a logistics hub in Ethiopia, in different parts of Ethiopia, particularly in Mojo, and we are very keen to see investors from Djibouti coming to Ethiopia and making similar investment so that together we will build a stronger, a much more integrated and a much more prosperous region in the Horn of Africa.
In a brief statement, Abubakar Umar Hadi stressed the importance of the agreement and the appropriateness of the investment as it will provide additional capacity to the regional demand and mainly to that of Ethiopia and further strengthen the multifaceted cooperation between the two countries. The Ethiopian Investment Holdings was established in December 2021 to serve as the Ethiopian government's strategic investment flagship through the implementation of more rigorous management of public assets and the identification of a strategic investor with aligned interests. The Director of Public Security of the National Police, Colonel Omar Hassan, made this morning some media statement in which he explains to the microphone of the national television criminal cases that took place in the compound of all the stations the first day of the Eid al-Fitr, May 2. All the units of the National Police Forces were mobilized in order to proceed to the interpellations of these individuals as soon as possible. The National Police managed to arrest the murderers at Pika 12 in less than 24 hours, just as he was about to leave the national territory. Colonel Omar Hassan also took the opportunity to congratulate on behalf of the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin, the concerted efforts of the Criminal Brigade, the Heron Police Stations, and the Port Branch who arrested the criminal in less than 24 hours. The Director of Public Security of the National Police also wished to congratulate all the elements of the National Police who were mobilized during the whole period of the blessed month of Ramadan, but also during the holidays to ensure the safety of the Djiboutian population. For the international scene, food distress, 193 million people affected worldwide, according to the Food Agriculture Organization. 193 million people are in situations of extreme hunger in the world, according to the latest alarming report of the FAO, the UN Agency for Food and Agriculture. 40 million more people in 1 year, so the concern is particularly relevant for the countries in the Horn of Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, which suffer from drought on which agriculture and livestock depend. 193 million people in food distress is a record number in 1 year. This represents an additional 40 million people in 6 years. The figures has even doubled. What it is really worrying are the trends we are facing in terms of acute food insecurity, says Luca Russo, an analyst with the Food Agriculture Organization. On a visit to Nigeria, the UN Secretary General called for the return of the displaced people. For more than 10 years now, the north of the country has been confronted with the jihadist violence. The UN chief, who also visited a rehabilitation camp for former terrorist fighters, also pleaded for their reintegration into the society to promote peace in the country. We have requested an additional $351 million as part of our 1.1 billion humanitarian response plan for Nigeria. But despite all I have seen, the peoples I have met remain determined to return to their community and resume their lives. The UN Secretary General said, in addition to terrorism, the north of the country is facing various crises such as climate change, which has led to conflict over limited resources, particularly between farmers and herders. And to close up this edition, European Commission proposes an embargo on Russian oil. Russian oil is these times targeted by European sanctions. The President of the European Commission is proposing a total embargo, but one that will need to be implemented gradually. Ursula von der Leyen say that crude oil deliveries will have to stop within 6 months, and imports of refined products will have to stop by the end of the year. This will not be easy. Some member states are very dependent on Russian oil, but we have to work on that. The German official acknowledged this embargo on oil imports is part of a sixth package of sanctions against Russia. It includes new personalities on the EU's blacklist, including the head of the Orthodox Church, Patriarch Kirill. These measures should also hit the country's main bank, Sberbank, through the exclusions from the international interbank system, SWIFT. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.